liberty, and justice for all.
Okay, approval of minutes. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second, and I just want to propose one slight amendment.
Okay.
On page 2, there's some discussion about a new pool, and there's a reference to Commissioner Nelson would like to see an adult-sized pool where the Simons Park wading pool is. I think I said in the vicinity of the Simons Park wading pool. I don't want to take that out. So I just want to amend it to say in the vicinity of. And with that amendment, Madam Chair, I would
Okay.
move to approve the minutes.
Any other amendments or questions? All right, all those in favor?
Aye?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? 400. All right, no public participation this evening, so we can dive right into the director's report. Brendan.
Thank you. Hope everyone had a nice Thanksgiving and ate lots of turkey or whatever else they served. Very short report tonight. I just want to give a quick maintenance update on some of the activities they've been working on since we last met. Been finishing up preparing the common and town campus for the annual tree lighting. As we put out the other day, the tree lighting with the weather that we had coming in, we postponed the tree lighting until Friday night. And it wasn't really so much the snow, it was all the rain, and then that we were expected to get, and the common would be a mess and wouldn't be fun if it was raining out there. So if it was snow, it would have been a different story. It would have been perfect New England tree lighting, right? A nice snowy evening out on the common. So, but we will be holding the festivities, the tree lighting, on Friday, December 5th, beginning at 5:30. We've also been working on fall cleanups, so during the week they work on parks, and on the weekends they'll come in and work on a school or two, or try to get a start on a second school on a weekend. So they've completed Memorial, Marshall Simons, Pine Glen, and I believe they've gotten most of the way through Fox Hill as well. And then they'll continue over the next couple weekends, finishing up at Francis Wyman and the high school. So they've been busy with that work. The next item, which kind of has to do with recreation maintenance as well. As you know, we have an open maintenance craftsman position. We have been accepting applications up through the end of October and the first week of November. We scheduled interviews. They started today, and we have more tomorrow. And we hope to have a candidate for our December 15th meeting to bring forward for appointment so that they can get started looking at the first of the year with the holidays, and by the time we notify and get approval here and notify. So we're hoping that one candidate will stand out, and we'll be back at full staff. And that's all I have until we get to new business.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Egan? Yes.
Just a quick comment. I think that was a great decision to postpone the tree lighting ceremony. Last night I was driving home on Middlesex Turnpike at 5:30. You couldn't even see the lines in the road.
Yeah.
The rain had completely obliterated the lines. It was a dangerous night to be out there from a transportation perspective. And also, if you were a parent with a kid on your shoulders and it's pouring rain out, it would have been a disaster. So, good call. Congratulations on that one.
Team effort.
Yes.
Team effort.
That's all I have. Thank you.
I have none.
How many applicants did you get for the craftsman position?
We had 9 all together. We have 4 that were qualified that we are interviewing.
No.
Kelly, do you have anything? Okay, all right, great. I have nothing as far as chairman's report. Are there any subcommittee reports?
No.
Okay. On to new business?
All right. As we have discussed, there's a need for a couple warrant articles to go before January town meeting, and we need to have a decision on those so we can make the administration aware, and we get them posted in time. We understand that January town meeting does not generally hear financial articles, but we have, as I mentioned, identified these two requests that we need to bring forward. The first is for a sensory trailer for our therapeutic rec division, and the other is for Overlook Park. So the sensory trailer, we will be requesting, or would like to request, $50,000. As you may recall, the sensory trailer was on our request for May town meeting. And what the sensory trailer is throughout the year, we have all of our events, and we recognize that sometimes they may be really overwhelming for some members of our community, often navigating large crowds and with lots of noises and smells and lighting. The sensory trailer would be designed to allow for those who have a need for a quick break from those overstimulating events, a place to go where they can regulate, and there's tactile and soothing items inside that will help them, maybe calm down a little, calm some of their anxieties. So this request was withdrawn from May town meeting because we had a request into the state for funding in the state's FY26 budget. That request did not get approved. We do have a request in with the Disability Access Commission for approximately $25,000, but they have a meeting scheduled
December 15th.
December 15th. So if it's approved there, then our request would only be for $25,000 at town meeting in January. So if we are successful, as I mentioned with DAC, we'll let you know that night, and we can amend the request. But we would like to request the commission vote to approve proceeding with a warrant article in the amount of $50,000 for January town meeting, for a sensory trailer for January town meeting.
Madam Chair.
Yes,
I
sir.
move that the commission vote to approve the submission of a warrant article in the amount of $50,000 for the purchase of a sensory trailer.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Can I ask a question before we do that?
Well, yeah, we can ask questions now, yeah.
Yep.
Before we go that, before there,
For the motion?
to approve it.
Oh, now
Oh,
we'll
no, we're
discuss.
not, now we do
Now we
questions.
discuss.
Now we
Yeah.
discuss.
All right. Oh, okay.
Any discussion? Yeah.
Good question.
I do, actually. So it's on the fiscal 27 capital plan. Right here. Did you guys vote on it last year?
Yes.
Yes.
You approved it last year. So
We
we're
did.
just reapproving it, and it got moved.
It was withdrawn, Greg,
It
last
was
year.
withdrawn.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now it's moved to 27.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
January town meeting, is that close enough where it's actually going to be a 27 expenditure? Or will you get it done in 26?
I'm going to let, Kelly's been working on this, so.
We would order it as soon as we possibly could, so it would be technically in fiscal '26 that it would be ordered.
Okay.
We might not receive it until fiscal '27.
Okay, but you're gonna-
But with the funding, if it was approved at town meeting and we were able to receive the disability access funding, we would order it as soon as we possibly could so that we could start using it in the summer when our larger events really start to happen. If you look at the scale of our events, they kind of ramp up from January, and then August hits and it's big events from there on out. So we want to make sure we have it in time for summer events to be happening.
Okay, so then, I've sat through 100-plus town meetings, so since it is on the 27th, do you know where you, or will you know where you stand in your budget year-to-date when you go to town meeting on the 27th or so of January? where does the town sit as far as its projections, budget, and revenue? Where does the rec department sit as far as its projections, budget, and revenue? Because we approve this here tonight, you have to now you have to get it by town meeting.
Correct.
And the town meeting is, we're under budget this year, so we would like to take this 50,000 out of 27 and pull it back and do it in 26 as we originally planned. Because you want to make sure you kind of give them something if they're going to give you the $50,000. You want to give them a good reason to do it other than we just want it.
Right.
So we're good guys. We're running ahead of schedule, but we're saving money this year, so therefore we want to take this and move it back to here. That's all. That's my suggestion on it.
Can I respond to that, Madam Chair?
Sorry.
Yeah, I think, a good question, Greg. I think that when we submitted it last year in the spring, the town had allocated a certain amount of free cash for various warrant articles, and this kind of fit into what they had allocated to come out of the recreation side, out of that free cash bundle. And then we ended up pulling it only because questions came up about, well, maybe you're going to get some money from a state grant. So we pulled it, but the town still had indicated to us that there was enough money in free cash to handle that warrant article. So I'm assuming it's still there. I mean, free cash tends to be ballooning in this town rather than receding. So my guess is if it's approved in January, the selectmen are just going to pull it out of free cash that's in there right now. And not bump it over.
That would
Not
be
bump it over.
That would be my assumption as well, that if looking at this, it says free cash, right, for 27. And so then my May town meeting is, a lot of times it can be a rubber stamp on getting things approved, unless, I mean, I sat through a 45-minute conversation about a $5,000 water bubbler for TRW Park, right? It's really, you have no idea what somebody's going to pick on and point out, and then that just it becomes, the circular reasoning goes on for 45 minutes. And all I'm trying to say is, okay, we pulled it, we've been good, we want to bring it back, and to potentially remove any objections you might have there. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good way to present it.
Yeah,
I
a
agree.
good approach.
Yeah.
And I think that we do show that this was on, we pulled it off because we saw alternate funding. We're still seeking alternate funding to, help defray the cost. And, if approved, we're not asking for a $50,000 trailer. We're asking for $25,000 to cover half of the cost. So we've done our homework. The request was pulled, as Commissioner Nelson mentioned, because we were seeking alternate funding, but it was also the request of town administration said, hey, we're going to request this money from the state in their budget, and if not, we'd be open to going back in January. So.
One other follow-up, if I may. Does the Disability Access Commission have like a priority list of things? And do you know where this is on their list?
Okay.
Yeah.
We had already received approval from the Disability Access Commission for the $25,000. That approval expired on June 30. So when we didn't hear back from the state as far as the funding was concerned after the warrant article was pulled, their $25,000 contribution was kind of brought back.
Sure.
So going before them, it's my indication that they're still interested in participating in supporting the sensory trailer. It's a matter of going to get their support once again formally.
Okay, well, it sounds optimistic. Hopefully they haven't spent the money on something else.
Yeah,
That's all I have, Madam Chair. Thank
I
you.
remember, that's the exact question I was going to ask, but I knew they had proved it before, so, and to the public, when we voted on it last time, it was, I think it's needed in town, and, just with all the big events, like Kelly said, we've had, and I know Emma and her staff really want this, so, I support this. We vote on it tonight.
So I have a lot of questions, I guess. One, we withdrew it, and also it was not approved by capital budget.
last year.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Did they?
They
oh,
did not approve
because
it. It's the one they did not approve, yes.
Yes.
It's the one they did
You're
not
right.
approve. So this was not approved by capital budget last year.
Correct.
So.
But it was approved by
But it was approved,
everyone else.
exactly.
Ways and
Exactly.
Means.
But definitely
Yes.
want to flag that it was not approved by capital budget. I am a little hesitant about approving this with the next warrant article that we have to have approved, because there are going to be a lot of questions about that one and the amount of money we're asking for that, where I feel like the sensory trailer should almost get pushed until after we ask for that money for Overlook Park, just to show that we are being fiscally responsible because of, again, the extra money that we have to ask for Overlook Park. So that's a concern that I have.
Follow-up?
Yeah.
On the Overlook Park, that's also, you can get the money from somebody else, and that becomes zero.
potentially, yes.
I feel like that if we do get the DAC money, I would approve that, we can push forward. If we don't get the DAC money, I don't think we should move forward.
When's their meeting?
December 15th.
So we'll be meeting right after that, because they're during the day, correct?
When do we have to have this to the town?
Has to be the 10th, this Friday.
10th of this Friday?
What's today, the 3rd, sorry.
A week from today.
The 12th, right?
Oh, next Friday.
So what is it, the
Next Friday.
12th, sorry, next Friday, the 12th. So,
But we can withdraw if we want, if we.
right, you can always withdraw, yes.
And when will we find out about the 250 for Overlook?
We're still waiting on the state ADA grant.
We sure are. I left a message again today.
Point of order, Madam Chair. We can vote on it tonight, or we can table it until our next meeting, which is the 15th. We'll know by the 15th?
Yes, but we would miss the
It's a different
deadline for
article.
town meeting.
Oh, okay.
That's,
All right.
that's
All
why I brought these tonight and didn't wait until the 15th, so that, we could at least have a vote. We can always withdraw.
So what happens if we vote on both of these tonight, which essentially starts the ball rolling on getting them on the warrant article. If on the 15th, we don't get anything from the DAC,
Pull it.
I want to pull it.
we would pull it. But would we pull it if we got the money from the 250,000?
Right.
Right, so if we put them both up there, we can pull both, we can pull one or the other, but by not having them up there, we don't have either one of those options.
Fully agree, Greg. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think we should do both, and then depending upon the timelines, we can either go with both, or they could both become zero, or they could be total $25,000, which is a whole different argument than $300,000.
Exactly. Like now, knowing the deadlines that we are up against, we have to, I think you're absolutely right. I would approve and then no. Sorry, that's supposed to be my 5:50 a.m. alarm.
Pizza's ready.
No, that's supposed to be my alarm to get up. Obviously, didn't set it for the right time. But I agree with you, Greg, that it should be, like, I am fine with approving it, knowing that we can withdraw on the 15th if we need to, if we don't get funding from either one of these. Okay. Are we in agreement that we can vote now?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, can I have one other question?
Yeah.
Jeremy's not here tonight, but the Parent Advisory Council might be interested in supporting this as well for the schools, the parents with children with disabilities. Have you had any interaction with them at all, Kelly?
The CPAC?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. We've spoken with CPAC about a number of initiatives. They support this initiative, as they have our communication boards and other things that we've done to increase accessibility for people of all abilities.
Hopefully they reach out to the town meeting members and let them know they support it.
Okay. So all those in favor of approving this warrant article as it stands right now?
Aye?
Aye. 400. All right, next one?
Okay, thank you. So, as you know, we had worked with the contractor and the construction administration company, Weston and Sampson, on doing some value engineering so we could continue to move forward with the Overlook Park renovation and stay within budget guidelines. And with those value engineering items, we did have to pull some items out of the Overlook Park project. Not big items, but we value engineered some things. Now that the project is underway and going smoothly, we would like to ask town meeting for funds to add the value engineering items back in, along with the cost of the construction management contract with Weston and Sampson. As we talked about a little bit before, but we are still waiting on an ADA grant in the amount of $250,000. And we would withdraw the town meeting request if we receive the grant. But we would like to request the commission vote to approve proceeding with a warrant article in the amount of $250,000 for January town meeting.
Madam Chair, I move that the commission vote to approve the submission of a warrant article in the amount of $250,000 for the Overlook Park project.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Comments, questions? Yes.
Should we get into a little more detail on the value engineering issue so the town understands it?
Sure. Yes, so when we received the bids, we were very tight with our contingency costs. So we looked to value engineer some items. So what got pulled out was some walkways around the back of the theater building to the playground, a patio, paver patio area, and then also, drawing a blank here, sorry, benches, the site amenities, the numerous benches and things around the site, and a pavilion, a shade pavilion at the bottom. So the footing, the base would all go in, but just the cost of the shade structure itself.
The seating of the pollinator garden.
Oh, yeah, the
was taken.
pollinator garden at the top of the hill. We did some smaller trees, caliper trees. We're replacing all the trees that we still were. We're just going to a smaller caliper. Yep.
I think that you meant the plantings around the building. We decided to stay with the caliper trees.
Oh, okay, so yeah, the plantings, thank you,
Yeah.
around the theater building. The courtyard was really heavily planted, lots of different species. We pulled back on that, so it would be more of a grass area with some plantings, just not the numerous amounts. And all the lighting stays in there, all the granite curbing stays in there. The other item was the overflow parking area. We were going to have lattice pavers, so the grass could grow through the pavers and it would still give a solid surface. We'll still have the overflow parking, but we will, it would be just parking on grass. And those events would happen maybe one time a month or month and a half if there was an overflow needed for a show at the theater.
Okay.
And signage?
Site amenities.
Yeah, in the site amenities, there's signage, benches,
Bike rack.
bike racks.
And this was driven primarily by some of the bids coming in a little bit higher than we anticipated?
Yeah, and making sure we don't lose the $1 million from the federal government.
Yeah.
Are we going to mention, so it's going to be that, are we going to mention all of the, I just think in the backup, we need to list out what is going to be removed?
Yes.
And with some explanation, so that way they, people understand where it's going to, and what's been reduced. I think that
Yeah,
would just.
yes, we will do that. The other item in there is we have agreed to pay the construction administration costs, Weston and Sampson, out of our revolving account, which we would add that back in. That would be in part of the $250,000. And then there's $70,000 to add into contingency, 60. So we will list it all out. So that would all be in there, so people can see that and understand what that is.
Okay.
Very good.
So,
Sorry, Greg.
yeah, so you're going to add these back in,
Yep.
and then 48,000 for Weston and Sampson, and then 70,000, give or take.
For contingency, to increase the contingency, just in case we need it.
And so that adds up to 200,000. Where's the other 50? I mean, it could be on this list, and you could change that list. Or I didn't check the math. I was assuming it adds up to 75,000.
These are what stayed in. Right?
No, that's what was
That's what came out, 75. I can get that out to you in an email, what that is, how that adds up, unless we did a higher percentage for the contingency. But we will sharpen that up, make sure it is, here, I'll give it back to you. It is what, it does equal the 250. And we can adjust the amount, or with, maybe, hopefully we're withdrawing it, that we're successful with the ADA grant.
May I, Madam Chair? We can always amend it right before town meeting if we
Right.
need to. And the other point is, if we're increasing the contingency fund, we should make a point to let town meeting know that if we don't use it, it goes back.
Correct.
It's turned back over.
Yes. So,
I mean, that's for ledge and other things that you don't expect you're going to find when you're doing the projects like that. So it's always good to have that cushion, and then the town has seen these cushions before. They're important to have, because you don't want to keep running back if you have problems. But if we don't have problems, it's good to have, that contingency money goes back. So that's a good point I think we should make when we're doing a little backup material for the town
yes,
meeting.
we're not asking for more money to do things we didn't have in the plan before. We're asking to, cover our contingency and add in the things that we tightened our belt on, so we could get the project kicked off.
Very good.
Okay. Any other questions or comments, sir?
No, thank you.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? 400.
All right.
Okay, any old business?
Do not have any old business?
All right, any need for an executive session today?
No.
Okay. Next meeting, we already have scheduled for December 15th at 6 PM?
6 PM
Okay,
in this room.
Which is much
right.
better than 5.
In this room, perfect. If there's nothing else, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Good.
Signed minutes?
Oh, signed minutes, yes, sir, we can get those to you.
Signed amended.